Oh boy. Ooh, my mic is not. It's all loose. What's up? Let's see if I can put the mic in the window. Probably making a lot of noise. This whole backwards motion thing. There we go. That helps a little. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me now? I gotta shave. Anyway, I'm streaming while drinking coffee. I was gonna call it the coffee stream, but that's morning coffee. That's Walter's thing, which for some reason I thought he was gonna start doing that again. Anyway, what's up, world? Not a thing going on. I want to get this thing finished, which you can't see. I don't know. Can I put it over there? Yeah, sure I can. You can see the printer. And Fat Man. Gonna have Fat Man there. So anyway, that's life. How is everybody on this fine, beautiful, rigid, sunny morning? It's actually very cold out here. Nobody else is streaming, are they? Just want to check, because I won't if they are. Nope. Not seeing anyone anyways. Unless I miss somebody. Just want to check. Nope, because I won't if they are. Turn my speaker down. So it's early in the morning, and I want to get this printer going. And I think I'm going to run the wire even though I don't have the connections, and I just won't connect it. So I have a couple of designs I still have to make for, not that you can really see it because this thing's in the way. Oh well. Can we just turn? I can. Yeah, but it won't angle. These clips are just too limited. They have all these pivots and yet none of them do what you need them to do. Anyway, for running this stuff, I make special little connectors. So you can tie wrap it in. Of course, this one's backwards for what I need and not sticking out far enough. And what's up, Mr. Buttram? That's fine. I'll do it for an hour and then he can go. What is up? Oh, am I? It's highly possible. I didn't even check that crap. Yes, it is. Camera, audio, default webcam. Yep. USB device. There we go. Is that better? Probably was. I know it was because I just switched it over. Sorry about that. My highly trained AV ears hear this stuff. Yeah, it's not hard to hear when that stupid crappy mic gets used instead of this. So what are you up to? You're like stuck at home too, aren't you? With all your kidlets. Yeah, I think Ron's going to stream every day, isn't he? Working from home. In other words, not working at all. Oh, yeah. Yep, working. The Fat Man. Fat Man. All right, enough of that. Rocking and rolling. Minimum effort. Yeah, well, you know. There's really not much you can do. You're like an audio video guy, right? Much like your real life job. Or something of that sort. AV control systems programmer. Yeah, and there's not too many AV control systems being used right now, correct? So you're not really working much. Most people aren't doing much AV control. No, not much going on in that world. Not much going on in the world in general. So anyway, it says we have 5 people, but no one's in the chat. As a shut down, but that means they're open. Worked in. Oh, worked on. Yeah. Paper towel. Yep. Coffee good. So what else is everybody doing? Anybody alive out there besides me and Ron? I've been up for hours, and I was up too late last night. I got off the stream last night. I was dead tired. Got into bed, sat there, started watching TV. Next thing I know, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was wide awake. I was like, what the hell? It seems like I sit here and like at the end of the night, you know, we all hang out, stream, and whatever. And exhausted, get into bed, you know, scrub my teeth and all that crap. What's up, Vince? What's up, Mr. Michael Fox? Thinking of Michael Fox, I have this beautiful green screen back here that I'm not using. So if anyone wants it, because I offered it to him and he said he didn't want it, if anyone wants it for streaming and stuff, let me know on Twitter or Facebook, and I will get it to you. Because there's no point in just sitting here rotting away. Someone should use it. It's a little too small for use in this room with my setup. My camera's too far away, and it's just too small. And I got another one on a wicked deal on Amazon. I happened to just find it for $12, and it's way bigger. And this was what, $10, I think, Michael? Something like that. Anyway, so if someone wants it, passing it forward, we'll get it to you. I can probably fold it up and just put it in an envelope. It's a nice green screen. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, and it's not even that small. I mean, it's pretty big. It's 5x7. So, do I deliver coffee to Florida? No, but you can go in Florida and send me coffee, because Baby's Coffee is awesome. And I used to get it all the time. And if you don't know what Baby's Coffee is, you haven't been in the Keys enough. Because Baby's Coffee is the most southern coffee roaster in the United States. They're down in they're like 1 or 2 keys up from Key West. Yeah, I think it was $10 because it was on sale. They're normally like $15 or $20, and the one I got is normally like $32. And it says minor defect. And the only thing I found wrong with it is there's like a little stitch missing in the corner, like where they fold and stitch the seam on it. Because the one I got now is like a silky material. That's more like a burlap bag almost. And they both work. They're fine. It's just different materials. Anyways, the other one I got for $12. So, and it's huge. It's 10 by 10. Yeah, actually, I don't mind McDonald's coffee. I like all coffees. People bitch because I mostly drink Folgers. That's like my main coffee, but I have like 4 cans of coffee in my little cabinet. I have a big can of Folgers. I get the big monsters. Then I buy little 1-pound mixtures of other stuff that I often mix in. Sometimes I get hazelnut. I like variety, so I just like coffee. I like coffee. And it's funny because I can't drink like decaf or anything. So anyway, I loved Baby's Coffee though. And they're down in the Keys. Yeah, I get the black silk on occasion. Not too often. It gives me a stomach ache. I don't know why that particular flavor does. Some of the really harsh ones do now. If I get the I used to get baby's coffee when I was down in Florida. Because we'd take a trip. I lived in Miami for a couple of years, and we'd take a trip down into the Keys at least once a month, if not more often. And we'd just drive down, and we'd get in a car and do stupid stuff and hit tiki bars and just take like a Sunday we were off or whatever and just drive through the Keys. It was actually kind of cool back then when I was young and stupid. But Baby's Coffee is just so good. And you're driving down through the Keys and you know like a mile before you get there because you can start smelling it because they roast there. It's an actual roaster. But it's a little hole in the wall, just like all by itself on the side of the highway. You're just driving along and all of a sudden, you're in the Keys, you got water on both sides of you. It's one of those like causeway-y areas. And all of a sudden there's this little shack on the side of the road, and there it is. Although I heard they moved. I heard they actually went farther down and are in like a more I remember Miami before the Turnpike in 985 was there. Yeah. Wasn't then. I was let's see, when was I down there? Mid-90s. I went down there for a couple of years. It was not a good situation. I had to escape. I did a lot of stupid bad things there. Mostly drugs. I did like the sign. I don't know if it's still there, but there was a sign on 95 leaving Miami that said, "Leaving Miami, resume English," which was kind of funny. Yeah, I lived in some crazy places down there. And I went back down. It was just before, when was the big hurricane there? I can't remember the name of it. That wiped out all of Homestead and most of Miami. I left like a month before the hurricane, and then I went back down 2 weeks after the hurricane to help work, and then the state kicked me out because I wasn't licensed in Florida. And I'm watching these guys that were licensed in Florida doing it, roofing completely wrong, and they kicked us out. They could have just gone like, okay, the guy could have walked up and said, "All right, you're doing it right, stay." Nope. So they booted us out. Later, yeah, you're one of those few people that are going to be working there, Mr. Fox. Facebook told you so. I don't even think I was on Facebook in the 90s. I was kind of anti-social media. Still sort of am. It's a little crazy. Anyway. So one thing I do want to do is find a way to pay StreamYards. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. Because I would like to stream more, have more streams. Heddle Bunch Key, whatever that is. I just remember going down there and getting babies. I used to go down every year in the middle of the winter. I had a friend that I grew up with that she moved down into Florida, and she bought a bunch of condos in Fort Lauderdale, one or two in Miami. She didn't really like Miami, but then a whole bunch of like mobile homes and stuff down in the Keys, and she'd rent them and she'd cycle them perfectly So she'd ship me down to Key West or to Fort Lauderdale. And when the renter would end their, because she'd do 1 year leases, when they end their lease, they left, she'd send me in and I'd go in and fix cabinet handles and paint the place so she could open it up for the next one. She had them all spaced out pretty well at 2-week intervals. So she'd ship me down there in the winter where I do construction or used to do construction, and winter is kind of crappy here. She'd pay me to go down there, pay for everything, get my plane ticket, ship me down, set me up in the house, and I'd stay in the apartment I was working on, and I'd just move from one to the other. I just move my way on down to the Keys, and it usually take me a couple of months. And I really didn't make any money because we spent, she didn't pay me a whole lot, but she fed me, she got me a truck, and I basically got to vacation. And it's not like, she knew I'd work 2 or 3 hours a day most of the time. She'd show up at noon with lunch and we'd start drinking almost every day. So it was just more of a free hangout where she got the work done cheap because it didn't really cost her all that much. And I got to live in Florida for the winter, 2 to 3 months every year. I did that for like 10 years straight, on and off. 1 year I was only down there. She only had 2 of them. I went down at Christmas. This is funny. I went down at Christmas. She came up and I went down, and I actually stayed in her condo because she wanted it fixed up. So I went down there, and I was only going to go for 2 or 3 weeks. And every time I was supposed to come back and she was supposed to go back down, there was a blizzard up here, and she was stuck. And I was stuck down there because I couldn't get back. And I ended up staying down there until right about now. It was mid-March. It was literally every 2 weeks she'd get another plane ticket for both of us to flip back and forth, within a day or two. And every time there was some big blizzard or weather issue or airport closing, and neither one of us, I couldn't get up and she couldn't come down. And I was just like, this is not bad. And she'd be calling me and going, "You mother rucker, I gotta stay up here in the cold," because she hates the cold. When I was stuck down in Florida going, it's miserable down here in the hot 70-degree weather. It's just miserable, girl. She'd be like, "Screw you." She was getting pissed toward the end. She does not like the cold. Yeah, it was a pretty good setup. I wish she'd still do it, but she had issues and she got cancer and had to sell everything to pay for stuff and blah, blah, blah. Life goes on. But yeah, that was a pretty sweet setup for a lot of years. I had bosses that used to get pissed off when I'd go do work for them. Because I don't know if you guys understand construction, but you don't have an employer. Everybody works for themselves, even if you're an employee, because they don't want to pay the taxes and insurance. Insurance in construction is just ridiculous. Where if you do an individual, it's like $200 a month. If a company has to get insurance for construction, it's like tens of thousands a month for all the employees. One thing nice about winter in Connecticut is the summer. Yes, that's true. Actually, I don't even like summer here. Summer's just as bad here as it is down in Florida. It's always hot and humid and miserable. I'm right on the shore, so it's worse. And then you can't do anything. Everyone's like, "Oh, you live on the shore. That's great." It's like, no, it's not, because you can't do anything. You can't go near it because all the freaking moron tourists are just destroying the place. The best time to go to the beach is late September when nobody else is there and the water's still somewhat warm. People don't realize is the water stays warm for like a month after the weather starts getting cold. Because I'm on the Sound, I'm not actually out in the open ocean, so the water temperature stays up longer. About a month. It usually hits about 65, 70 degrees in the Sound, actual water temperature. And it holds until mid-late September. And then it starts dropping again. Right now it's like, what is the Sound temperature here? Let's find out. Long Island long is wind, sound, water temps. Overall means 90 degrees. Water temperatures on Long Island Sound study. I don't care about the study. I just want to know what it is right now. Why can't they just ever answer the damn question you ask? How cold is the water on Long Island Sound? The water temperature on Long Island Sound ranges from a low of about 35 to 72. I don't care. What is it right now? Water temperature guide. NOAA. Right now, it's in the mid 30s. Upper 30s, which is actually kind of cold. Oh, right now it's 41. Oh, it's warmer than that. New London. There you go. New London County. 43.9, which is actually kind of cold. What's up, Rover? Which is funny because we've had a seriously warm winter. I mean, we've had almost no snow. It snowed for like the third time all winter yesterday in Upper Connecticut. We didn't see it. I was out working in the yard all day yesterday. It was warm. 60 miles away, it was snowing. It was like 50 degrees here yesterday. So what are you up to, Terry? I haven't seen you posting any cool stuff since the coasters. I want my coaster, man. Did you see these other coasters, Terry? That Greg's Makerspace made me when we traded. They're like laser engraved on paper coasters. They're really quite cool. I think I posted on Twitter or Facebook on one of those. Busy with the baby. Yeah, I get that. I can understand that. That's why I don't have a baby. Not Makerspace? What's not Makerspace? Greg's whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Maker Corner. There you go. Greg's Maker Corner. We traded stickers. Stickers. I'm getting more stickers. I guess Sticker Mule likes me. Yeah, Greg's Maker Corner. I said Greg's Makerspace, didn't I? Yeah. Mr. Frickin' correct everybody. Grammar Nazi Buttram. Okay. I can wait. If you're going to make it more awesome, I can wait. You got your stickers for me, right? You should have gotten those by now. Although everything's late. Having a real hard time with mail around here. I have a feeling a bunch of our mail carriers in Massachusetts and Connecticut got sick or got pushed out. Everything is. Well, China's opened up again. Oh, you haven't gotten them yet? I know I sent them. I sent them like Monday last week. But like I said, everything around here is moving slow. You know, it happens. Dude, I get everything wrong, so. Oh, that's why you're always correcting me. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I'm terrible with names. I am the worst with names of anything. Not just people, just everything. I make up my own names so I can remember them easier, if you haven't noticed. I need more coffee. It's 9:30. So I think I need to collect $25 or $50 to pay StreamYards. Because I want to finish this week, which I probably won't be able to do until this weekend unless I go out and get the parts I need at the automotive store. And then because I'll hook into the board with 12 volt without the clips, but I am not doing coming out of the wall without proper spade clips and everything to go into the power connector, power unit, power supply. The 110 coming out of the wall is a little too harsh to just wrap a wire around. So, on that note, I had some somewhere. It's pissed me off. I cannot find them. I know I don't have a lot left, but I have one of those little drawer things from the 70s, full of them. Most of them are the wrong size because the ones that are the right size, you know, they're construction grade. They were made for doing big, massive stuff. But I did have some small ones. And I'm sure I had enough to finish the 3 or 4 I need for that. And I need to run a ground wire. But other than that, this is ready to go. Just need to give it juice. Juice it up. Plus, my brothers got me a SKR 1.4 for my birthday, which should be here also Friday or Saturday. Which I'm going to replace that for. Yeah. You can. But I don't have $60 to buy coffee with. And the shipping is ridiculous. And they're half pounds. They're not pounds, if I remember correctly, last time I looked. It's good stuff, though. I highly recommend you try it if you like harshest coffee, I'm going to call it. They're kind of, all their flavors are a little... If you like weak coffee, you will not like Baby's Coffee. Put it that way. It's they have like all kinds of, and I haven't had it in years, so they may have changed it. I know they were talking about going more mainstream with some of their flavors. What was I looking at? Amazon orders. We have Mom's can opener. Arriving Saturday are the connectors. And the SKR is coming Friday, so they say. And so is the wiring. I bought some wire. Or my brothers bought me some wire. I don't have any money. Yeah, Baby's Coffee is really good. I mean, there's a bunch of... Yeah, $16. I paid like $9 for like 3 pounds. Folgers. I got the big jugs for $9. Anyway, Baby's Coffee's good. It really is. There's a whole bunch of these homegrown roasters like that. They've been around forever, though. I was drinking their stuff back in the 80s, 90s, I think I started getting that. If I remember correctly, God, this is a long time ago, and I did way too many drugs as a teenager, so my memory shot. But if I remember correctly, the first time I went down to the Keys was right after high school. Let's see, I had the accident 2 years. So it had to have been mid-80s, mid to late 80s. It was the first time I went down to Florida and drove through the Keys. And that's when I discovered them. I'm not sure if we did the first time. I don't think I started drinking their coffee till the 90s when we were just driving through and they were there. Oh, it is. Dude, just get yourself some. If you like coffee, good coffees, it's good home roasted. I mean, it's home roasted coffee. It's not one of these, it's good coffee. You got to like that kind of, boutique coffee, if you want to put it that way. For a short time, did home roasting. There's a couple of coffee companies that will sell you beans, and they have like instructions. And you get like half a pound, and they show you how to roast like a cup or two of beans at a time, which is enough for like a couple of days of coffee, depending on how much you drink. And you do it like in a frying pan. You roast your own. We used to do that all the time. God, that was awesome. I got friends of mine that still do that. Matter of fact, I got some of his coffee. I just thought of that. I could have made some of his coffee today. He sent me a bag of like a half a pound of his coffee. that he basically frying pan home roast. It's pretty cool. It like pops like popcorn and the shells break off and then you clean the shells out. Death by Coffee is definitely a good roasted coffee. It's got that home roasted kind of burnt serious caffeine flavor. I used to get that all the time, but even when I liked coffee, I would drink like one of those a week. That was oh my God, I have to get up this morning. Oh my God, it's good though. Really good. You know what I used to do with the Death by Coffee? It sounds kind of a waste, but it's really not. I used to make milkshakes with it. I'd put ice cream, but instead of just milk, I'd put like half milk and half coffee in the milkshake. So it was like super coffee flavored milkshake. God, it was good. See you, Terry. I'm not gonna stay much longer. Well, it's only been a half an hour. Anybody want to jump in? I sent out a bunch of links. If anybody wants to jump in and hang out for half an hour, because like it's I think you said Ron's gonna be on, right? Right? He's planning on streaming it in like an hour, half an hour now. Which is totally cool. Totally bitching, man. I want to get this printer running so badly right now. If I knew everything would work perfectly, which I'm pretty sure it will, I'd probably start stripping stuff off the little one down here that you can only see the very top of the cords. He's been known to flake. Yeah, he is a flake. I think I sent him a link to this, so it is Ron. Mr. Ronald. So, yeah, oh, you know what else I have to do? I have to do the Z-axis wires. It's the only thing I haven't done yet. Because I had to cut them and move them around and do all that. So I got to remake those. I've been actually making plugs. Cutting the wires, making all neat. If you look in this box, it's not just a wire mess. I mean, it's still a wire mess, but it's less wire mess. It's shorter wire messes. And I moved all the stuff around to make it all work with the setup here instead of this stupid freaking box. Look at this nightmare I got rid of. Thank God this freaking thing's gone. You know, it's so funny when they first started doing this, and like I'd watch Angus. God, he would always, when he used to do printer reviews a lot, he'd always bitch about the external boxes. They'd be like, no, man, they're awesome. You can disconnect it and you can flip the printer around. You don't have to worry about damaging electronics. Yeah, it'd be great if you could actually disconnect them all. I would have probably kept that if they put the last plug in for all, you know, with the aviation plugs. But of course, they put 3 in, and the fourth one, they just run the wires direct to the board. So you can't disconnect the board. Makes no freaking sense. The box, not the board. What's the point of having all the rest of them disconnected and not have them all disconnected? I just don't whacked. Anyways, I'll stop bitching about that now. But I'm sure you all heard it before. So, yeah. There's that. I just forgot how I want to pay StreamYard. Because I want to stream a lot. I want to stream the hodgepodge printer. The whole thing. From beginning to the end. I could just hit up StreamYard. It'd probably give me a month or two for free to do it. But those guys, I'm sure, are going to get inundated with freaking people using their service with this whole thing. And probably most of them are like me and don't pay for it because you simply can't afford to right now. And I know they pay when I stream. StreamYards is paying. It's not a lot, but they're paying for me to stream. It costs them money for me to stream for free. So I'd like to pay them somehow or another. Just gotta figure out how. I will figure it out. It's not a lot. It's $25 a month. If I could do a whole year, it's 20, right? Yeah. If you shell out, what is it? $240. You get the whole year. Which I don't have $240. I have no money. Man. Oh well. Moving on. So I have to design a proper clip for this, so it doesn't catch the power supply, so it needs to come out another 20 millimeters or so. And then this won't catch this when it goes up and down. If I angle it slightly, that would be even better. Okay, I got that figured out. I put that in a... What's up, Don? Yeah. So I got a couple little pieces still to design. And I need the wire clips for power. That's all stuff I can do today if I had the wire clips. I could have this thing up and running today if I had the clips. The spades, power connectors. Trying to think anything else I'm missing. I don't think so. I think everything's there. I'm going to have to check all the motors because I cut all the wires and made all new clips to shorten the wires going into that box. And I'm not the greatest with those little mini pins, trying to crush them and use this here thing. I will say this is better than the other one I had, although it's I don't know, it's better, not a lot better, but we'll see. I'm definitely getting better at making wire ends. I only screw up like every third or fourth one instead of every single one. There's life. It is life in the fast lane. And stuff. Guess nobody wants to jump in, huh? I am probably gonna kill it in a bit, so I can go make another coffee. And if Ron's gonna stream, let's see, is there anybody else streaming? Hey, look, I'm streaming. Yes, freaking CDC. Every time I go on Facebook now, you gotta see the CDC warning. We all know. Chris streamed last night. Yep, I was on there. Nope, I don't see anybody offhand streaming that I've got hooked to. So there's that. So, don't use OBS. That's why I gave up on OBS a year ago. I just didn't. It was just too much of a resource hog. StreamYards is just fine for what I'm doing. I mean, OBS is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not that important to me. I'm just goofing off. I'm not trying to do like professional crap. I might have to talk to StreamYards. Oh boy. Things don't slow the spring breakers down much. Yeah, it was on the news today that all the people on the beach down in Florida for spring break. Natural selection, it said. Dumbasses will get sick and die. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't blame them. If I was young, I'd probably do it. Why am I so old? Because I was born a long ass time ago, that's why. Yeah, well, whatever. They're not too bright, but then they are college kids 99.9%, which when I was a college kid, I wasn't too bright. And I was a college kid 5 years after everybody else. I was supposed to already be smart. And I went to college, and let's see, I was 21, so 3 years. Yeah. 91 degrees. Well, you can have that. See, that I just don't. It's too hot. I actually don't mind cold. I'm happiest at like 40 to 65. I like 40s at night and 65 in the day. That's like my key temperature range. Pretty much right now. Yeah, it says it's 69 degrees outside. Oh no, inside. Whew. I was reading it backwards. 48 outside and 69 inside. '48's kind of nice. I might have to go outside and work in the yard again today. I'm surprised how well my knees held up yesterday. I was out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours yesterday, just basically weed whacking brush. Put my brush cutter on the weed whacker and was just cutting back the crap on the edge of the driveway, so it's that much less we got to deal with when it actually starts growing. What's up, Tanner? I think I sent you a direct invite on Twitter. Anyone want to jump in? Although I think I'm going to kill it in like 5 minutes. Give me 10 minutes to make another coffee. And then if Ron's going to come on, I will let him go on. Like I said, I may go outside and work in the yard. It's going to be this warm. Crap, I should have done laundry. I haven't watched the news in a couple of days because I've been just avoiding it. I mean, I shouldn't say that I have, but I haven't really been paying attention to it because it's the same old virus. We all know. You don't need to, like, I mean, I guess they do, but whatever. Well, you're still in bed. Don't blame me. You know what? You can whine and bitch about it, or you can take advantage of it. Like I said, everybody's like closing down, and I went and got a bunch of gas yesterday, and I bought myself an extra bottle of rum and some Pepsi and Coke, whichever one was on sale. I think it was Pepsi was on sale. And I actually got Pepsi. It was the same price as the store brand crap. Anyway, and I'm just gonna do yard work. You can go. People don't realize you can go outside. You can do stuff. Just don't be around people. So yeah, I'm gonna go out and probably work in the yard for the next month. I'm gonna have the nicest yard around here. I'm gutting it. Half of it's not even mine. We don't own most of this, but my neighbor don't care. It just makes it both of our properties more valuable. I mean, it just looks nicer. Get rid of all the bramble. If you don't know, I'm in kind of a wooded, swampy. There's swamp on either side of our property. What's up? There's a Tanner. All All there is a Tanner hat.
I need
You
to
there, buddy?
mute that over there. There we go.
There he is.
Good morning.
You know, I was thinking about it. You were on Ron's stream yesterday, where you talking about your issues. You should get. I don't know if you can get your guys and everything together, but you should do like a live stream freaking music thing.
Well, you know,
I mean, I know you say you're not going to be hit that hard. It's going to suck, like all of us. I mean, you could do almost a fundraisery live stream, you know, for an hour and help out your bandmates if they need money. Or
well, the problem is you know, the only place I really have to do it is my house, and I live an hour away from all of them.
well,
So
that ain't going to work then.
right, if I did that, it would be one of those situations where there'd be no guarantee that they'd even make their gas money back.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a thought.
Yeah.
I just think it would, you know, it would be a cool like thing.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a lot of fun, and it's one of those things where, you know, I've only missed one show so far. I had one cut in half and missed one. I guess when it'll kind of start sinking in and feeling more real is when I start missing more shows.
Yeah, well, the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
at least 2 weeks. I mean, we could be shut down longer. We don't know.
Yeah. I've always found out when crap like this, at least, you know, for me, it's always the initial hit. You know, the first couple of weeks, like when I broke my neck, the first 2 weeks bothered me more than the next 6 months did. Yeah. Once you get used to something, you get used to it.
The last week that we were actually open and still having shows, the turnout was much lower, and the tips was much lower, you know. So, I mean,
we've known this was coming for the last month or so.
We were hurting before it really only was impacted the final week before they shut it down.
No, I know, but I mean, if you've been watching the news, everybody knew this was coming. If you had any common sense, you knew it was coming.
The week before the final week was actually a really good week. We had a lot of tourism, and it was the first week since winter that we started making money again. So we had one really good week, and then it was kind of back to feeling like winter the next week, and then it was gone.
Yeah. Oh, well. Not much we can do about it.
Oh, yeah, Don, the Face Builder video. That's a pretty cool add-on for Blender, and you know, right now it's free. It won't be free for long, but
I gotta keep trying.
3D models in a matter of minutes.
I was playing with ZBrush again last night, and it's just so confusing to use. And people don't realize ZBrush. The other thing about ZBrush is it's a serious processor hog. So if you don't have a like wicked computer for ZBrush, it's just gonna bog you down. And I would keep trying to play with Blender and the sculpting in Blender, and I just gotta bite the bullet and sit down for a couple hours and get used to it.
Yeah, it's really it's not that bad. I mean, my first results with it weren't great, but they were decent. So I think it'll get better with more practice, and when I can get myself a graphics tablet, I think it'll make it easier for, you know, when you're trying to draw a fine line or something. Trying to do it with a mouse sucks.
Yep, sure does. Gotta get one of them. See, you're all PC, so you can't even do that.
Yeah, I'm
Macs now. You can take your tablet, plug it into your Mac, and use a pointer, and use your tablet as a tablet for the computer.
Yeah, and I see they're
not as good as like Wacom's, but
No,
you can
right.
do it.
And you know, that XP Pen 22 Pro or whatever I'm looking at, you know, it's a 22-inch drawing tablet. And
But that's a screen tab, right?
yeah,
So it's basically one of these you draw on.
but it's 22-inch. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you know,
I think you'll find that's almost too big. Because I used to have, it was actually, this is my little Wacom. I actually like this better. Although if you're drawing and you're seeing it on the screen on it, it might be different. But I found I had a 12-inch instead of the 6x9. I had a 12-inch square one. That was it was monoprice actually, and it was just huge. It was too much hand movement. You know what I mean? It was almost tiring to use. But I think it'll be better where you're like literally painting on canvas right then and there. You're not trying to look at a screen. You're looking down at it, so it'll be more.
Yeah, that's and the one that I'm looking at, that's what I would be doing. It's basically just a touch screen monitor you're holding in your hand, more or less.
Yeah, it's a Cintiq that isn't ridiculously overpriced.
Right. Yeah.
What is it? $500-600?
It's 400.
That's all. That's pretty.
Yeah, it's $400, and the you know, I've watched all the reviews on YouTube on it, and there's, compared to the Cintiq, there's a little bit of lag, and there's a little bit of parallaxing, which, if you're not familiar with what that is, that's the actual distance between the surface of the screen and the actual item where you're drawing on the actual screen. So, because there's the piece of glass that the pen is touching, and the pen is touching this piece of glass, and then the piece of glass has a thickness to it.
Yeah, and depending on your perspective, you might actually touch higher or lower depending on how you're looking through the glass.
Well, the Cintiqs, they've minimized that.
Yeah,
they've minimized that because they use a laminated screen rather than there being a piece of glass over the screen where there's a separation there.
Yeah, you get used to that real quick, though.
Yeah, well, and I think if you're looking down over the top of it, if you're keeping yourself in line with it, you're not really going to notice it.
Yeah,
you're going to notice it more if you've got it more.
I am here, not at this angle, but that'll hold it up at whatever your viewing angle, so you're looking straight down into it, because you don't want to look like this.
Right.
You want it at an angle, so it's a natural.
It's got an adjustable stand on it.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, that'll work.
Yeah, so the stand tilts to different angles so that you.
And the thing is, you know, everyone's Wacom, and I had a Wacom way back in the years when Painter came in a can. I don't know if you ever remember, if you've been around doing it long enough, that Painter used to come in a paint can when you bought it, and it came in like, oh God, I think I still have them out in the garage. I should whip them out. I think you got 20 floppy disks for Painter and all that, and I had to whack them, and then couldn't afford it, got old, outdated, blah, blah, blah. And I got a Monoprice and a couple others. They all work just as good. There's a noticeable, if you don't start with a Wacom tablet, you won't notice the difference. You know what I mean? You won't miss the features of the Wacom because you've never had them.
Right.
If you start out with a Wacom and you go to a cheap one, it's noticeable. There's things Wacom do really nice, and they're nicer, but
they're not nice enough to justify the difference in cost.
Not especially not if you're experimenting first.
Right. Yeah.
You know, again, if you've never used a Wacom, you will not miss it. You'll never know.
You know, once I get back to work, I can drop $400 on something and justify that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't justify dropping $2,000 on a 22-inch Cintiq.
No, and that's just it. I mean, Wacom is they're the best. No ifs, ands, or buts. They're like Apple, but just like Apple, they've gotten out of hand with their pricing. They are. They're making it. I don't get their marketing. They're making it. I guess it gives them, they make more money and they actually have to spend less because there's less people using it, so they have to have less support.
Well, but I think
because they don't cost that much.
A lot of the times when you look at any industry, the person who's kind of the industry leader and the innovator, they charge more for their stuff because they're the ones that, you know, came up with it all and kind of became the standard for it all. And then
the R&D costs the most. It costs more to do R&D than it does to actually manufacture the product.
Right. Yeah. Because they, you know, then you have a Chinese company comes along and just goes and buys a Cintiq. They take it back to their R&D lab.
They tear it apart and just copy it.
Right. Disassemble it and reverse engineer it and create their own and just make enough differences that they don't get sued. And
China doesn't even care about that.
Put it out for a quarter of the cost.
There isn't much patenting in China. They just don't care.
It just means you're ordering it off their website instead of finding it at Best Buy.
Yeah. Well, you're losing the R&D of future, and you're losing service. And then it goes wrong, and they're like, I don't care. It's like my monoprice. I ended up getting rid of my big 12x12 monoprice because they just wouldn't service it anymore, and they didn't want to update the software anymore. And that was all that was wrong with it, is I updated my computers to the newest OS, and they're like, yeah, no, we don't care. We're not going to update with it. Keep your computer at the old OS version. It's like, no. Where companies like Wacom still, you can go back and get one of the very first ones, and you can still get drivers for some of the oldest, crappiest Wacoms way back, mid-90s even, I guess. Was it 90s? Yeah, it was late 90s they came out.
Yeah.
And you could still use some of the original ones on your computer. They'll be laggy and crappy, but...
Well, and one YouTube reviewer, one of the things they said is, he said, I talked to digital artists that are still using their 10-year-old Cintiq.
Yes.
Now, you're not going to be talking to anybody who's still using their 10-year-old XP Pen Pro.
No.
Because 10 years from now, it won't still be functioning.
Yeah. But again, it's not the place to start.
Right. Well, and
it's not a killer wallet killer either to start and then decide, oh, I don't want to do it, or it's not worth it to me, or
right. If I find there's no huge advantages to it or anything like that, and that it doesn't help me out as much as I think it's going to, then I spent $400 on the investment to attempt.
And you'll still get some of it back. You won't get it all back, but you can turn around and sell that thing in 6 months for still a couple $100 easy.
Right. Well, I could put it on eBay for $200 and get half my money back.
Right. And $200 loss is not it's still $200, blah, 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 but it's not a big lost investment if you decide you don't want it. I can't see you, unless it's super laggy, because the lag is annoying when you're trying to model or paint.
Right.
It's really annoying. That's all the multiple pressure points, and like my monoprice was 250 points of pressure. In other words, you can press on it and the brush gets wider and all that. Doesn't matter so much for 3D, but when you go to draw something and your screen comes up and it like spins a wheel and then draws it, it's really difficult to model when it's lagging.
Right. Like in the review I watched, the problems it had were like if he would try to just like do a quick sketch line.
Yeah.
You would see the pen would get here and then the line would go.
Yeah, see that might annoy the crap out of you.
If he was drawing at a steadier pace, then it was right there with the pen the whole time.
Right.
And then when he did like quick hatch lines trying to do shading in the comic he was drawing, there was like little hooks on the end of the line because it was.
And if I remember correctly, Blender isn't a massive graphics card user.
It uses the processor, but not the graphics card.
Um,
So when you're modeling with that, as long as you stay out of like coloring and doing heavy duty shading, you shouldn't have a problem with it.
yeah, it uses the CPU for like when you're modeling and stuff, and then then you can set it to use the GPU when you're doing the rendering.
Right. When you're doing rendering or shading, when you start doing the light and everything, even when you're modeling, so it looks right and you get all the shades and everything, turn all that crap off when you're using it. So all you see is a flat item and very minimal shading so you can see it's a shape, and that's all you need. And then it won't suck it. It shouldn't lag as bad.
Yeah, like when you're doing the sculpting stuff, it turns on something called ambient occlusion, which makes your
you want to turn
your
that
shadows
off.
look darker than they really are, and your highlights look brighter than they really are, so that you can tell the depth more. It's more pronounced.
You can turn that off so you get just a basic view,
right?
Which will speed it up a lot.
Ambient occlusion does really help with visualizing stuff when you're modeling. So
yeah, but if you make it a quick key, you can turn it on and off. You'll find quickly if you put perspective on and you turn it, at least for me, and turn ambient occlusion off, I can still model pretty decently. Still depth of field.
Wacom does have an entry level tablet now that's like a 16-inch tablet that's like $400.
Yeah.
But it has no shortcut keys on it. There's less pen pressure. There's,
No, you're talking like a Cintiq one or just a regular tablet?
Yes. What's it called?
Really?
The Wacom. What is it? The Wacom One.
Yeah, they've actually lowered their prices on a lot of stuff because this thing was cheap. My very first one was exactly this. Was a 6x8, same as this. Mm-hmm. And the very first one I ever bought was
call from Harwinton CT.
Don't know who Harrington CT is, but no one talk to him. I think it was $800. And this one I paid $129 or $139 on sale, and got ZBrush Core with it, which is the only reason I bought it. Otherwise, I would have gotten another like monoprice one or.
Yeah, the Wacom One, which is their new entry level tablet, is only $400.
Yeah, it's a screen tab though.
Yeah.
They have like a $60 little itty bitty pen tab now.
So it's the most affordable name brand graphic display tablet out there. But I don't like that it doesn't have any shortcut keys on it, because I think the programmable shortcut keys when doing stuff in Blender, especially the sculpting, you'd be able to set up shortcut keys to change brushes without having to stop, go over to your keyboard or grab your mouse and change it, and then go back to the tablet.
Yes, especially when you get
just have your hand over here and go, I want this brush. This is the shift key to smooth. This is, and don't have to keep a hand on the keyboard.
Correct. Especially with that bigger one, because you don't have the space generally on your desktop to have your keyboard and the tablet. That's why I like that kind of better, because I can use my keyboard. I don't even use the programmable keys, but there's enough room to draw and use my keyboard at the same time.
Right.
You get that big 22-inch, you're not going to be able to do that.
My new desk is an L-shaped desk, so I'll be able to set that up when I'm using it over here on this part of the desk.
Yeah.
And
you can always use that as a second screen, all the time.
Third screen.
Third screen. And they're usually higher resolution than a regular TV or monitor, because I just use a regular freaking TV for my monitor now. I don't even use a monitor anymore. For one, my eyes are so bad I can't tell the difference. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. Is Ron streaming? Anyone know?
I don't know.
I was gonna kick off. He was gonna start streaming. I don't see him. I thought he said he was gonna stream at 10 o'clock or. Butt Ram said he was going anyways. So yeah, life goes on. It's really, really getting nice out. It's 50 degrees out, and there's no wind, and it's sunny.
Yeah, I thought about putting
Go outside and play.
I thought about putting together a stream for people to hang out since it's my birthday.
Today's your birthday.
Today is my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm another year older.
You're still a young pup,
43. That ain't young.
huh?
I said 43 now. That ain't young.
Yeah, it is. Give it another 10 years.
43 going on 70, as my wife says.
Yeah. Well, that's what I always say. Everyone's like, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm 16." At least in my head. My body feels about 90. I'm actually in my 50s. But my body says I'm 90. That's for sure. Like right now, my back is killing me. It's funny. Everyone's like, "How do you go out and work in the yard with your back so bad and your legs all screwed up?" It's like, you know what? If I don't, they get worse.
Right.
I mean, both of my legs are shot. Half of them are steel and surgeries and blah, blah, blah. Wine snivel, bitch moan. I'll be limping, but I gotta go do something because if I sit in this fucking chair all day long or lay in bed, when I go to get up, it's worse. You have to get out, and at least I do. I can't.
I've gotten to a point in my life now where 4 hours on stage is a lot harder than it used to be.
Yeah.
Like walking back to the parking garage, my knees and my back and my feet are killing me.
Yeah. Time to get a stool for when you're playing.
There is none of that. That's not allowed.
Why not?
It's only allowed on acoustic gigs, not on full band gigs. Unless you've got like a broken foot or something, like if you're in a cast, and then they'll let you. But
I don't. It's none of their freaking business. As long as you're playing the damn music, who cares if you're standing there, sitting there, or in a freaking lounge chair?
But it's your job to entertain the people so that they stay, and someone sitting on a stool isn't as entertaining.
Yeah. You're there to listen to music as much as, well, yeah, I guess when it's live, you need to bop around and walk around and kind of dance and kick. And
I jump off stage and go out in the crowd with my wireless mic and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just a little harder to when I jump off the stage making that landing now.
I was gonna say, do you do the hand down and do the hear it all creak?
And then I'm still waiting for the day where I can't make the jump back up onto stage. I can still from the ground jump back up on the stage. But the day is going to come where I'll have to go around and go up the steps.
Coming soon, is it?
Probably
Sooner than
it depends on the stage. But I can remember about 10 years ago, I played a fair that the stage was taller than me, and I jumped off that stage, and I was still able to jump back up on it. The only thing I had to do is I had to set my mic down as I made the jump and grab it and like sling myself up and then pick my mic back up when I got up there.
Oh, that's cool.
But that was about 10 years ago. I don't know if I can do that now.
Probably not. Again, though, the minute you stop doing it, it's only going to get worse. That's what I found. So my neighbor is a year older than I am, and she used to do gardening and yard work. She's like, "I can't do it no more. How do you do it? I know you're worse than me." It's
and thank you
because I do
Jimmy
it.
And Don for the birthday wishes. Thank you.
Huh?
Ryan and Jimmy and Don all wish me happy birthday.
Happy birthday! You got to do it like gotta say it like Frosty the Snowman. Happy birthday! Anyway, the minute you stop moving is the day you're gonna stop moving.
Well, what's the saying? We don't stop playing because we get old. We
Yeah.
get old because we stop playing.
Yep. Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
That's what my doctors always used to tell me. Use it or lose it. Because when I first did all this, I was like, oh my God, I can't move. And they're like, get your ass up. Start moving. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. It's like they're right. I've had, weeks where I just like, oh, I can't do it. Then I go back to like just even, general working around the yard, rake the leaves, and it's like, oh my God, that hurts. And you make yourself do it for a couple of days, and yeah, those first couple of days it hurts like hell afterwards, but the next day you can get up and do it again easier, and every day you keep. That's why I keep moving. Everyone's like, oh, you got leg braces and surgeries and half the bones are missing. It's like, yeah, but you gotta keep moving. You stop moving, you're never gonna start again.
Yeah, I remember I saw an interview with Nolan Ryan, and they were asking him because he pitched in the major leagues until he was like 47, and they were asking him like, we're seeing all these young pitchers that are getting shut down with shoulder and elbow problems all the time. And you lasted for all those years in Major League Baseball, and you never got shut down for elbow or shoulder problems. How did that happen? And he said, well, he said my elbow and my shoulder would hurt from time to time. And they're like, well, how'd you get through it? No, he said, you just go out there and you start throwing. Yep. He said, I always thought once you loosened up the gristle, you'd be fine. He said, so the first 15, 20 pitches would hurt like hell. And after that, I was fine.
Yeah. It's definitely true. And I've learned there's a difference between the old age ache and pain and actual damage. There's a there's a noticeable pain difference.
Yeah,
if you hurt something, do physical damage to it, dislocate.
If your ulnar collateral ligament is torn, then yeah, obviously you need to be shut down. And
yeah, but even then, you don't stop moving. You stop abusing it, but you still. I mean, during recovery,
they cut you open, reattach it, you let it heal, and then you get it right back to moving.
Yeah, and even while it's healing, you keep moving it. You don't necessarily use it, but you keep moving it. I mean, physical therapy they always send me to physical therapy, and it's kind of a waste because I do it on my own anyways, because I'm just one of those that can't sit still.
Physical therapy, when they rebuilt my right shoulder, was worse than the pain of tearing up my shoulder.
Yeah. Every time I've had surgery, they've made it worse, not better.
Yeah.
I just don't bother anymore.
Well, mine had to be because the labrum was tore from here all the way around to here. And if I would like sit on the edge of a bed and push up with my arms, I could push that shoulder clear out of the socket.
Yeah.
That shoulder would pop out of the socket. Instead of pushing me up, it would just push the top of my arm up.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. So they went in there and like stapled everything back together. And then I was in an immobilizer for a month after that, after the surgery, where it was, rigid and I couldn't move it.
Been there, done that.
And then after that month, that's when the physical therapy started, and that was more painful than the injury. It was more painful than the surgery. Like I said, I would never ever in my life hit a woman, but that was the closest I ever came when she grabbed my arm and twisted it around and laid her body weight into it. Yeah, and I was like, I was trying to squirm out from underneath of her and get off that table. I'd never been in that much pain in my life before that. Now I've experienced more pain than that. I've had a kidney stone.
Oh God, that's worse.
That is
worse.
That was far worse.
Oh God, dude, I thought I was dying.
Yeah, I did too.
I've had a couple of them now, and the first one, I think it hurts worse because you don't know, and it just. I mean, I thought I was having a stroke, or I mean, they didn't know what the hell was wrong.
And this one was fairly good size. It was, I forget what they say, 8 millimeters across.
Yeah, that's good size.
and very jagged. You could see how jagged it was in the pictures that they took of it.
Yep.
And they're like, this is going to hurt. And if it gets stuck and stays there for too long, we'll have to go in and get it.
Yeah. I don't know why they just don't go in and get it in the first place.
Yeah. So instead, they give you medications to try to help it go away.
Well, it relaxes everything, makes it pass.
Yeah.
Problem is they don't always relax and pass because they're so jagged. Sometimes they catch.
Yeah. Well, and that was it. This was so jagged, it was like tearing every time it moved.
Done that.
And the first night when I went to the emergency room, when I just couldn't take it anymore, I had been in pain, like horrible pain for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
I go to the emergency room, and we have like the worst hospital in Tennessee here. And I spent 2.5 hours in their waiting room, literally laying on the floor, writhing in pain.
Okay, he's back. What's up, Johnny Mac?
Not much. Just working from home.
Isn't that pretty much what you do all the time?
No.
A lot of people are working from home these days.
You got a test bottle of Gloop. Gloop is awesome, Don. Gloop is awesome.
Just be thankful to still be working.
I'm trying to get. I think I got my camera was unplugged when I started OBS, so my other camera pointing at me is not coming up.
That's
John.
why I just plain stopped using OBS.
Hey, John.
One
Yep.
camera and that's that. Get over it.
A couple weeks ago, when Luby was looking for somebody to do some embroidery stuff, I pointed her in your direction. Did she ever get a hold of you?
I didn't see anybody asking me on embroidery on Twitter.
Yeah, this was a couple weeks back.
Okay, yeah, I haven't got any message on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, a couple weeks back, she was like, "Does anybody know anyone who has a custom embroidery machine?" And I'm like, and so I tagged you in it and said, "John Mack might be able to help you out there."
Is she trying to get like a logo done or what?
I don't know. I don't know what she wanted done. She didn't specify. She just said, "Does anybody know anyone with a custom embroidery machine?" I'm like, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I do know someone who might be able to help you out there.
Well, you don't actually own it. You just do it in the makerspace, right, John?
Well, it's Ken's Quilt Shop, and Ken owned the shop. Or the machine is sitting on our credit card, so technically, yes, I do own it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you own it then. No, technically, you downright own it. Oh, I thought you used it. It was like a makerspace one that you guys used.
No, I knew they had that Ken had his own embroidery shop.
It's basically
I don't know, mine came out really good.
It's the whole line of Husqvarna Viking machine, or the sewing, embroidery machine, and pen needle. So we have to carry at least 70% of the whole line. Oh, Mr. Buttram.
They're saying Ron's starting soon. If you haven't seen that.
That's fun.
Chat.
He can start. I will quit. Like I said, I may go outside and play.
Yeah, Ron's stream is starting in a minute. So I guess in a minute, if you're quitting, then we could all jump over.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that,
Stream
Joe.
read.
I'm going to try and do it. Maybe not every morning, but a couple, 3 while this whole thing's going on. But my issue is I don't pay for StreamYards because I simply can't afford it. So I'm going to have to figure out. I may do a stream and just see if I can get $25 from people. That's all it is, $25 a month. So if I get 5 people to donate $5, I can pay StreamYards for a month.
Hey, Terry. And Joe Paddock showed up.
I rock. Did I send you stickers, Joe? Did I hit you up on the twit? I think I did, didn't I? Did I? If not, send me your address on Twitter. What's up, EduTech? It's Techie Jesus.
Yeah, I thought it was hip. I thought it was hippie Jesus.
No.
Geeky. I think he called
Nerdy
it
Jay
Geeky
showed up.
Jesus. But I like Techie Jesus. EduTech, Techie Jesus. I've been
I
calling
would've-
Techie Jesus
since
for
he's,
months
the
now.
EduTech, I would have went with Edgy J and not Nerdy J, but that's me.
I cleaned up my desk yesterday, so your stickers mixed in with all my other junk mail because I was trying to sort out my desk.
Sort out your desk. Techie J. I think they call him Geeky J, or
Found it.
what were they calling you? I like Techie Jesus. Techie J. Yeah.
My webcam is still not working. So you're not looking at me.
Is he up and running there?
Yeah,
Ryan?
Ron is live.
No. Well, maybe we'll kill it then and let him go, which is a good excuse because then I can go outside and weed whack. It's getting really nice out. Like 55 out now. Going up 5 degrees and there's no wind, which is new.
It's all rainy and
It's
cruddy.
warm but windy and it makes it feel cold. All right, well, I'm going to kill it and let's go over and check out Ronald
All right.
Canada.
See y'all over there
But
Later, guys.
later.
Yeah, I will, Joe. I'm going to keep doing it. I just got to find a way to pay StreamYards because I'm going to max out my StreamYards 20 hours real quick. Anyway, I'm off. Let's everyone go to Ronald McDonald, the Canadian Maker Project guy. See yous.